Welcome back to Virtual Homecoming 2020. And before we go, we have to bring in Marc Liegghio to the conversation, the star of that day. And Marc, thank you for joining us. And we've talked about the fact that this was really a great opportunity, homecoming, undefeated season. But for you, you had the opportunity in this game to set a couple records. For you personally, what was that pressure and opportunity like?
I was hearing it all week that records were on the line, and there was a bunch of stuff that I was able to do for the upcoming game. I knew it myself, like for the records, I was a bit far away, so I needed like 6 or 7 field goals, and I'm like, you don't do that very often in a game, and especially with our team, we're not very fond of kicking. If anyone's familiar with our team, so when I got to the game and I got to the first half, there was 3 field goals on the board already in the first half. And I'm like, you know what? Like we're getting pretty close here. Maybe I could get this done. And then we kicked another 3 or 4 in the second half. And then like obviously as it came to like that last field goal for the most field goals in a career, I'm like, we're actually here. Like it's happening. It's literally like it was almost the last play of the game too. It was just a great feeling. Like once I hit it, I knew like everyone in the stands was clapping. Like they all knew what was going on and what I just did. And like just a feeling that I had, even like me and Brett, we shared a moment on the field because he's been there with me the whole time, kicking like most of my field goals through my career. And it just felt like so surreal being in that moment on the field and basically walking back to my team, high fiving my whole team, everyone saying congrats. It was just, it was an unreal feeling. It felt like we just won a championship, but realistically, we just broke one record. And for me, I was more focused on the game because obviously we wanted to go undefeated and just having those records in the books for that homecoming game, especially doing it on homecoming, which was even a better feeling because that's one of our more special games as a Mustang to be a part of. It was just such a great feeling and so glad that I was able to accomplish that.
So I asked this question to Chris Merchant earlier, and I'll ask you the same thing. Homecoming is special, especially on this campus. For you, putting on the purple and white on that day, what does it mean? What is the significance of it?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more hype the week of practice, the day, like the morning before the game. Everyone knows what day it is. Like as well, it's another game on the board. Just go out and face whoever our opponent is that week. But knowing that it's homecoming, like you have more family members coming to watch, people flying in to watch. You got alumni coming to watch as well. It's a bigger feeling than just a regular game. And just I know with football, being on the football team and being a part of homecoming, it's such a bigger feeling because how important the football team is to Western and who actually comes out and supports us. And then you hear about it the next day when you go to class, like, oh, I saw you guys play at homecoming. It was such a amazing feeling being there. It's just like the emotion around the game on homecoming is just a different feeling. And just seeing all the fans and like obviously I have a lot of family that come and watch me play on homecoming because they know like that's the big Western game and where the most energy is going to be. And it's just it's such a different feeling, and just knowing to be a part of the Mustang family on a homecoming day, and just like G Marsh always says, like I think that's the greatest day to be a Mustang.
So for most athletes, setting one record is a banner day. Like that is amazing. You set two records in one game. You surpassed Liram for the most points as a Mustang. And then while you're at it, why don't you just go ahead and break the U Sports record for most field goals? To have those things, the culmination of all that hard work happen in the same game on homecoming, what was that experience like?
It was an awesome feeling getting two in one game, which something I wouldn't have thought could have happened. But the reach outs that I had after, my phone was blowing up for quite a bit. A lot of like kickers I train with, or even like little guys that I helped coach with, my coach Daryl Wheeler. They all reached out and said congrats, like that's huge. And they're all like, hopefully I can do that one day. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. Just stick to it and stick with your training, and you'll all get a shot at it. I know me and Liam shared a little text about it. Like we said, hey, he's like, congrats. And like, we are kind of like, sort of like, not really beefing each other, but like kind of just like, yeah, you broke my record, congrats. So it was a really good feeling hearing that from him, and also following in his footsteps and seeing what a career he's having in the CFL and also getting some NFL shots. Just like makes me appreciate the records even more, and just being able to be in almost the same position as he was, just sharing those moments with those type of people. It means a lot to me.
So off of that amazing football resume and all the records, you were drafted into the CFL by the defending champion Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Congratulations for that. But as we know, there hasn't been a CFL season due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What have you been up to? What are you doing to stay ready so that you are able to take that opportunity when it comes?
So right now I'm basically working out at least like 4 or 5 times a week, and as well I'm trying to get on the field as much as possible. So unfortunately in Woodbridge we don't have many turf fields because they're all private and they're not opening them to the public because of the pandemic that's going on. So usually I would go to York University and train like with their kicker, and I know some of their coaches on their team, so they would let me kind of go on their field and get a few practice sessions in. I still go back and forth to London because like London's a part of my home now, and I love going up there and seeing some friends from university and getting some training down there whenever I get the chance, as well as I go up there to visit my girlfriend, so I get like the best of both worlds. So I usually try and go like field training at least hopefully 3 times a week, as well as going to the gym at least 4 to 5 times a week. So I'm still staying in like that game mode. Don't want to fall too far from it. I want to be ready to play whenever, like, like any day now you can receive a call and be like, hey, or how are you looking? Like, how are you feeling? Like, would you want to come out for a workout with us? Anything can happen any day. So you always want to be ready. And that's what I'm trying to do, just to stay on top of the game as much as possible.
So Marc, thank you so much for your time. And on behalf of everyone tied to the program and to the school, all the best. Good luck in your future endeavors. We're going to be continuing to watch you and cheer you as you continue your football journey. We're going to continue this journey, this virtual conversation. So stick around for more Homecoming 2020.